We back.
Again.
We back like we never left. Heads Up Play, episode 57. We got a lot to talk about, so let's just go ahead, cut to the chase, and let's get into it. Episode 57, here we go. Yes,
Everybody,
sir.
It's okay. We're back. Do not worry about us. Do not do the Amber Alert. We're okay.
I know everybody was like, "Where's our Heads Up Play at? Where's it at?"
I turned on CNN the other day and they said, "Where's Sweaty Boy? Where's Cowboy at?" We have just been busy. We just have work. I was sick. Went to Atlanta.
If you want some full-time daily Heads Up Play, well, you got to smash that like button and get all your friends subscribed because this ain't paying the bills right now. Maybe one day.
We're both slammed right now. We have fancy hats.
Yes. Let's go ahead and talk about a little baseball, don't we? We got the World Series starting up tomorrow night.
With the man behind you. I mean,
that's right. Yeah, camera can't see it, but Mr. Shohei Ohtani himself. Really thinking about taking that down because, man, the meat riding, if the Dodgers win the World Series, oh my gosh.
Well, either way, let's be honest. Either way, whoever wins the World Series, the Cowboys fans are going to love it.
Duke fans are going to be so separated, so divided.
And then them Laker fans, they're going to be so hard right now. They're going to be so hard.
I'm saying it's well, who do you have? I mean, this. To be honest, I'm actually really excited. I know we've had some good World Series matchups with some, like we had the Diamondbacks and the Rangers last year. Like that was a unique matchup, but I'm actually kind of like excited to see like two powerhouses go at it and to see the Yankees in the World Series again for. I mean, it was 2009 the last time we saw them. So.
Give me the world of T-shirts team. Give me the New York Yankees.
Drink on.
I take my whiskey. I start chugging it. I'm telling you, Josh. Give me the New York Yankees. I had them as my AL. I mean, of course, I had the Braves winning it this year in our Heads Up Play prediction, and then I had the Yankees playing them in the World Series. So hey, I was 1 for 2. I'll take that. But give me the Yankees to win it all. I think with Soto, Judge, I mean, you can't. And I'll tell you though, those two ain't been the best. Giancarlo Stanton.
He's been going off. About time. Because he's getting older. I don't know how much he has left on that contract. I know he's not running up this year, but
it's so much fun just to watch him get a hold of a ball.
I used to watch him a lot back when he was playing for the Marlins, and Yankee Stadium is such a small stadium. Like, I mean, anybody can hit a home run there, but like Marlins Park was a pretty big stadium, more of a pitcher's park, and he would just like you could really see just how far he can hit the ball when he's in a stadium like that. I mean, like when remember that home run derby in San Diego when he hit like 56 or something like that. I mean, he is just, when it comes to raw power, nobody hits it like Giancarlo. Nobody hits it. I'm gonna go on the opposite end here. I'm gonna go with
the Dodgers.
With the Dodgers. And I ain't gonna say MVP is Showtime, Shohei Ohtani, because why not? I mean,
how about this in the clinching game against the Padres, they sat out Freddie Freeman.
Word on the street is as he will be back in the lineup tomorrow.
But they sat him out just because he was like left-hander versus left-hander. But still, I never would have. I mean, when you're paying a player as much as he's getting paid, I mean,
yeah, it's a little odd. It's a little odd.
It worked. Obviously, they beat 10-5. No, I'm saying New York, my bad. Give it up, New York. Way to go.
Way to go.
I don't have a Subway series there for a minute, but
I wonder if Pete Alonso will decide to re-sign with the Mets after their little run there because it wasn't sounding too good. All right, let's talk real quickly. Let's end baseball off on the Braves. Our Atlanta Braves
How
made
many?
a.
How many? When did they win it in? In your, they win it in 5, 6, 7, 4.
They will win it in 6.
Give me the Yankees in 7.
Ooh, okay. I'm gonna. Braves made a kind of a seemingly for some a little bit of a slam dunk. I don't know. Big time hire, big time coaching hire. What was his name? Something Hyler. I don't know. Tyler Hyler, something like that. I can't remember. But now former.
Tim Hires.
Tim Hires.
Tim Hires.
Now former Texas Rangers hitting coach, who, of course, won a World Series last season. Did not have the greatest season this year. Quite a downfall. But he also was hitting coach for the 2018 Mookie Betts Red Sox team and the 2016-17 Dodgers team, who was cheated against in the World Series against the Astros. So
let him cook.
Let him do his thing. We'll see. Maybe I'm interested to see, will the Braves move away from the whole long ball? Let's just get more situational hitting. Home runs are fun, but let's just hit the ball. Put the ball in play and see what happens.
I want the ball hit. I want to do ABC baseball.
That's right. Let's do some bunts. Let's lay some bunts down.
I want to drag bunt every game.
And the same can be said for, let's get into some football here, the Alabama Crimson Tide. Let's just go ahead and start with some football predictions. Alabama hosting Missouri, and Brady Cook and starting running back, forgot his name, but he is out. Out this week for Missouri. Missouri's injured list is massive this week. Which I think is leading to Alabama's massive 17-point home favorites point spread. Still don't like that based off of the performance for Alabama. And Alabama hasn't showed us anything for me to not bet against Alabama. But what are your thoughts here? Can Bama rebound? I don't know.
I think we'll win this game. This is not the game we're going to lose to make our third game. You already know what game I'm going to say for the third game we're going to lose, but it's not going to be the Missouri Tigers. It's going to be a different Tiger. But if Brady Cook was in this game, I would be a little bit more nervous. But I'm still nervous. This is still this Crimson Tide team. I don't think they still have it figured out. They still don't have it figured out with this deep into the college football season. Milroe looked injured. Now, you see people online, I'll put in Ty Simpson. I am not that delusional. I am not saying let's put in Ty Simpson. Do not. I think that would be a huge mistake. As bad as when Texas took out Quentin Ewers and put in Arch Manning against Georgia, like that wasn't going to do anything. That was probably the dumbest thing I ever saw. We'll talk about that later. But if we take out Milroe to put in Ty Simpson, oh my God, we have completely lost on this season. And it's nothing towards Ty Simpson. I think Ty Simpson's a good player, but we're really this is what our problem is. No, I think our problem is we have no discipline.
Yeah, you get 17 penalties in a game.
I mean,
that's the problem. That's the biggest thing. I saw some players, I forgot who they were interviewing, but one player, maybe it was like CJ Dupree or someone, was saying, well, we're focusing on the little things more this week, such as showing up on time and tucking in our shirts. How in the hell did that ever become a problem to begin with? Why are we 8 weeks in the season and having to focus on tucking in our shirts?
Comes to my practice barefoot.
That's right. Roll Tide Willie needs to stay a fan, not a damn recruiting coordinator.
I'm just telling him, there's no discipline. Like you said, why is that an issue? That's just little things. That's little things.
I was talking to you about it earlier this week. I think the player development for Alabama has really taken a big hit one, you're not as deep as you used to be because of the NIL and transfer portal era. So the players who used to be the second and third stringers who could start anywhere else in the country, well, now they are starting anywhere else in the country. I mean, just look at South Carolina, you know, and a program who's typically not that great, having a decent season with some high-end talent there on the defensive line. Well, also with the constant coaching changes at Alabama, not only at the head coach position, but when you look at offensive coordinator, defensive coordinator, position coaches, it's just one after the other each year, and these players are getting taught different thing year after year, and that's got to do something to your mind. It's okay, I think, maybe to have one coaching change, you know, in a player's career, but not every year. Come on, like you're learning too much of the same thing. You know, so I think that does something. That's not an excuse by any means. Kalen DeBoer is too good of a coach to have the team where he's at right now. Would you agree to that?
I agree 100%. I think this is it doesn't get any better for somebody to move. I mean, yes, of course, you are replacing Nick Saban. That is going to be tough. But my God, you got this roster. This is a roster that is built to win now. There's no maybe put in some recruit. No, it is built to win now.
I agree. I don't want to spend too much time on Alabama.
It was a poor coached game by Alabama.
It's a poorly coached team. I mean,
I'm not saying that DeBoer's a bad coach. I think he's an awesome coach. It just is poorly coached right now.
I think it goes back to he's giving into this replacing Saban thing, and he don't want to step on anybody's toes. When in reality, you got to take firm control over the whole program, make it yours. Quit trying to. Okay. Oh, I don't want to suspend Malachi Moore.
When he came into Alabama,
what
it was always this is Bear Bryant's. No, this is mine. This is mine. I'm taking it.
He needs to put a foot in the ground. He should. Well, Malachi Moore has been, you know, he's been a leader on this team. I don't give a shit. I don't care. This is your team, not theirs.
Not theirs.
Who cares if they've been here for 5 years? You're the head coach. Who cares? Nick Saban ain't the coach anymore. But let's move on. I predict an Alabama win as well. I don't predict them to cover a 17-point spread, even with Brady Cook out.
I'm just telling you, if you take that bet, you need to call 1-800-ADDICTION.
Yeah. Yeah, like when you go into the Beau Rivage and you see all those signs that say gambling addiction, call this number.
That is you 100% if you take that bet.
Big noon kickoff game. Nebraska.
Let's start with the Friday game, because I think that Friday game is going to. That's the Group of 5 game, right? If you think about it, there's like 4 or 5 teams they're talking about, and last night one of them got knocked out. Liberty. I don't know if you saw that.
Yes, by Kennesaw State.
Yes.
One of the basically the worst team in FBS.
It was their first FBS win, and they beat 5-1 Liberty, who was in competition for that Group of 5 playoff picture. So that knocks them off. Now they're saying it's either going to be like Navy, Army, Boise State, or UNLV. Well, you got 2 of them playing Friday night.
This is a big game.
Are you on the Heisman hype for what's his name?
Ashton Jeanty. I am on the Heisman hype for Ashton Jeanty, but not after this game when he goes up against that UNLV Rebel defense, which is pretty dang good. UNLV, isn't it crazy? This team went through the whole drama of the quarterback stuff. They go and replace him, and they're just as good.
They are. Yes.
Give me UNLV at home against number 17 Boise State.
Okay, I like that. But not so fast.
Okay.
Give me Boise State. I am on the hype train. I do think he needs to win the Heisman. He was just promoted on EA Sports College Football 25 as I think he's a 97 right now. He is tied for being the highest player.
And he came out of nowhere. You know, we started this season going, Ollie Gordon's best running back in the country. Quinshon Judkins maybe the best. He went to Ohio State. I don't know where this Ashton Jeanty guy is the best running back in the country. Maybe maybe could be the first running back to win the Heisman since Derrick Henry, and he's doing it at Boise State. Says a lot. Says a lot.
I mean, you think? I mean, have you seen the controversy between him, and
And
Travis Hunter?
Travis Hunter, I have, because Travis Hunter saying basically, if you give me that many carries or whatever, how much would I
I
have?
think he's kind of a point. I mean, he is an explosive player. I mean, if you're going to run the ball 30 times, there's a good chance I'm probably going to break away on a couple of them.
Probably. But the
And,
problem is, you're not getting that many, Travis. So
and that leads me to, since we're talking about Travis, let's talk about Colorado. They play Cincinnati. Colorado is sleeper team. They're 5-2 this year.
they're quietly competing for a Big 12 championship right now.
They're
Quietly.
Good. Like if they win this game, they'll be 6-2 going into a bowl. You know, and I think because of the way they finished last year, kind of took the hype off. But if last year they were 6-2, that first, oh my God, would that not be all over TV right now?
It would, and I think the hype train has died down for Colorado, but if we're sitting here in 4 weeks and Colorado is 10-2, 9-3, there's gonna be quite
Let me
some
tell you the rest of
pushback.
their schedule. So they're favored against Cincinnati. I think they can beat Cincinnati. To be honest, I think they can beat. They're favored by 6.5 points. Then they play at Texas Tech, then Utah at Colorado, at Kansas, and then Oklahoma State at home. There's a good chance they can finish maybe with 3 or 4 losses.
Absolutely.
Which, after going 4-9, like that's a steal of a season. That's a heck of a season right there. But
you just got to wonder. I mean, in Deion's entire coaching career now, he's had Shadur Sanders, Travis Hunter, he's had Shiloh. What's going to happen when they ain't there? We'll see. But this year, I would say it's a success, and I'm sure his name's in the bucket for Coach of the Year, probably just based off of, I mean, you know, where he's gotten them. I mean, this is the first winning season for Colorado in who knows how many years. I don't even know.
You're right. Big noon kickoff game. I'm sorry.
No, you're good. Big noon kickoff. Nebraska going on the road to Ohio State.
Indiana stopped that hype train.
Yes, they did.
They stopped.
Indiana is, and we'll talk about them in a minute, but is Indiana that good, or is Nebraska not as good as we thought?
Nebraska's as good as we thought. I'll be honest.
I'm a little bit of both.
They beat Colorado, of course, but yes, Dylan Raiola is a good quarterback. I'm not saying he's not. Like, he will be playing on Sundays in 4 years. He's just a true freshman. You know what I mean? Like, you can only do so much as a true freshman quarterback at Nebraska. If he was at Georgia, Bama, Ohio State, Oregon, it's a different story. But you're at Nebraska. I mean, you are their best prospect, their best recruit. There is no 5-star Jermaine Smith at Ohio State, or Ryan Williams, or Kendrick. Like, you don't have a Travis Hunter. You just have 3 stars, 4 stars, not even 4 stars receivers.
Yeah, I think Nebraska is a little bit of both. I think Indiana is that good, but I also think Nebraska definitely got exposed. I've got Ohio State big in this game. I think, you know, Ohio State's coming off a bye week after losing on the road in a heartbreaker against Oregon. I think they're going to rebound.
One of the best teams in the country.
Yeah, absolutely. So give me Ohio State big. Also, at noon, big game here, Notre Dame. They've crawled their way back up in the top 15, sitting at number 12 here after an awful loss against Northern Illinois. They're 6-1. They got a better record than Alabama, but they come face to face. The Fighting Irish. I don't know if the Irish and America ever fought against each other in a war, but they will be now.
They will be now.
And give me, I got Irish family, but give me America and the number 24 Navy midshipmen over Notre Dame at home.
Before we talk, let me ask you, what's a more significant loss? Bama lost 2 games to Vandy and Tennessee, both ranked. Or Notre Dame's lost at home against Northern Illinois, who is sitting at 4-3 right now.
You can't lose to Northern Illinois. I mean, the Alabama Vandy loss looked really bad. It did.
It did.
But now we're looking at Vandy, and this is maybe
We'll talk about Vandy in a little bit when we get.
This could be the best Vandy team in my life. It really could be. I mean, there was James Franklin had some good teams, but
Franklin had that 9-4 Vandy team that.
This could be better. This could be a better team. It really could.
Notre Dame Navy. I think Navy, if they win this game, they're an automatic. I think they jump Boise State as that automatic lock for the Group of 5. But I don't think Navy's going to be able to do it. I think Navy's will. This will be the game to kind of. I don't think it's going to take them out of the Group of 5 game just because since they're playing a Power 5 school. But give me Notre Dame. I do not think they cover though. I don't think it's going to be by 13.5. I do not think they cover.
Okay.
Or 14.
Okay.
What about the game day? Washington at Indiana. First time they've been in Indiana in I think a couple of years at game day, and Indiana does not have their quarterback. What's the quarterback's name? I always forget his name.
He's doing really good. Curtis Rourke.
Yep. Curtis Work. I can't even say it. Work.
Your Weewo coming out.
Oh, Weewo. Give me Indiana. I don't think Washington is that good. And I think I told you this a couple of days ago. If Will Rogers would have played for a DeBoer at Washington, my God, you imagine how crazy that would be?
Yeah, absolutely, because Will Rogers is a good pocket passer. But Jed Fish and this Washington team have definitely taken a step back from where they were at last year.
They're higher, I'll be honest. I never was a big Jed Fish fan. I think
Me neither.
Here at Arizona.
I thought he had. I mean, did he have a really successful season at Arizona last year? Yes, he did, but it was just one season. He's not that proven. I mean,
enough. It wasn't that good enough to. Hey, our coach just left, but we was in the national championship. I don't know.
Yeah. Give me Indiana in this game, and give me Indiana not big, but big enough to cover that 6.5 point spread, even with Curtis Rourke being out. And I'll tell you why. I heard it on a show earlier today. I forgot what I was listening to. Maybe it was the next round. Curt Cignetti, I want to say they said he was like 16-1 or something like that against the spread over his last 17 games or something like that. So give me Indiana. And look, those fans are hyped up right now. They have not seen an Indiana team this good probably ever.
I didn't realize he had 13 players from James Madison transfer over to Indiana as well. I mean, he got them bought into the program, got them as leaders. Indiana's good, man.
He will be, and who knows, maybe Indiana keeps him and they go win a national championship with the guy or whatever. This guy will win a national championship within the next 5 years, whether it's at Indiana or somewhere else.
This is the beauty of the 12-team playoff. I mean, you can, and let's be honest, Indiana's not going to make a 14 playoff. Let's be honest. We know that.
No.
But 12-team, there's a really good chance. At the way everything's unraveling with the SEC, everybody's beating up on each other in the SEC, there's a good chance Indiana can make the playoffs.
Oh, absolutely.
Those fall right in their favor.
I mean, you look. I mean, the Big Ten's going to get probably 3 teams in. So I mean, we're looking at Ohio State, Oregon, and then Indiana, Penn State. So I mean, if Penn State falls a little bit, I mean, hell, Indiana does not play Penn State, but they do play Ohio State.
Yeah.
So I mean, who
knows?
knows?
Penn State, then Ohio State's out. I mean,
yeah. And we know how James Franklin is. Curt Cignetti, he can win the big game. James Franklin can't win the big game, so they might lose a couple here going forward. But give me Indiana.
You got a prime SEC matchup also at 11. Oklahoma and Ole Miss. Everybody said that we did not know ball, Sam. They said that Oklahoma's better than y'all don't know. What did they say? 4-3, and they just fired the offensive coordinator, and they put Jackson Arnold back at quarterback after they benched him, and basically told him that he's probably going to transfer after this year.
I mean, we just don't know what we're talking about. That's all it is. We
I
don't know
think
what we're talking about.
fans are as bad as Auburn fans because they think they're going to win the national championship every year just because they're Oklahoma, and I don't think they realize it. They're actually about to go in the shitter really fast. Like this program's about to nosedive.
It is not on a good trajectory.
I think Brent Venables is a horrible coach. You know this. I've always thought Brent Venables is a terrible. I thought he was a better coordinator than he is.
What would you take if Kane Womack takes the Southern Miss job? Would you take and Oklahoma fires Brent Venables? Would you take him? I would take him as defensive coordinator in a heartbeat. I think he's a fantastic coordinator.
Yes,
but I agree with you. He doesn't have the. I don't think he's got it all together to be a head coach. He can win some big games. I mean, you look at the Red River rivalry last year, but I mean, not enough to like win Oklahoma national.
His success last year was Jeff Levy. Give me Ole Miss. I think they're going to beat the crap out of them. I don't think it's going to be by 20 points like the Vegas says, but give me Ole Miss. I think they still beat them by 2 touchdowns.
I'm gonna go Ole Miss as well. Oklahoma does have a good defense. You got to give them credit for the defense. But Ole Miss's offense can just light anybody up at any point. So give me Ole Miss big. Georgia Tech, Virginia Tech, that one's kind of out of the picture here. Let's try to find a bigger game.
Arkansas, Mississippi State. I mean, Arkansas, it was looking promising after you beat Tennessee at home. You send that 4-2, you're like, okay, we got to play. What, LSU's coming to our house? LSU's coming to our house? Well, this is about to be another game. This is about to be another game we can win, and you blew it.
I will say, even with some of those bad games, you've had some. I mean, you beat Tennessee, who Alabama couldn't beat. I mean, I will say I do think Sam Pittman has saved his job.
He remaining schedule for Arkansas. Okay, so yes, you had the big win over Tennessee. You lost to A&M, but you beat Auburn, and that's 2 SEC wins, 2 big SEC wins. Well, you beat Mississippi State. Hopefully you can beat Mississippi State.
You're 5-3,
and then you got Ole Miss. You lose to Ole Miss.
You're 5-4. Texas, you're gonna lose. You're 5-5.
There's a good chance he's still gonna get fired. I think.
If they can go 7-5, if they can beat Mississippi State, Louisiana Tech, and Missouri, I think they'll keep him. But if he's 6-6 or worse,
with 7-5, I'll be honest. I think he's gone.
Really?
At the state of the SEC right now, you gotta hit a home run with these next coaches. And Sam Pittman's not that. Billy Napier, not that. If I'm an Arkansas fan, I want to lose out. I want to get a home run.
That's what I was saying the other week about like Florida about beat Tennessee, and the last thing Florida fans should want is to have beaten Tennessee because you want Napier gone.
John Calipari from Kentucky, because you got the money now. You got NIL. You got that Walmart. You got that Tyson money. You can get you a head coach.
Kurt Signetti.
I mean, I never would have thought John Calipari would leave Kentucky like on his own accord. But
back to the Big Ten, starting the 2:30 slate. This one, they're minus 22.
I don't think it's going to be this big of a blowout. It's talking about Illinois versus Oregon, everybody. I got Oregon, but I don't think they're going to beat them by 22. There's no way.
I agree. Illinois got a defense now. Oregon's definitely going to win this game. I mean, it's at Autzen Stadium. If Oregon does cover that spread, number 1 team without a doubt. Go ahead, call them to win the national championship. Let me ask you this before we go any further. After the Texas-Georgia debacle, and I think preseason we picked, I think I at least picked Georgia to beat Texas. Most people were picking Texas winning this game. Texas is too good. I knew better because Texas hadn't played anybody.
They ain't played nobody, yeah.
I got Georgia winning the national championship right now. What you think?
I probably got Georgia. I mean, that was a healthy Georgia team. When they played Alabama, they were unhealthy. They were hurt a lot. But I probably got Georgia right now.
I'm going to go Georgia as well. But Oregon, They're looking good, man. And if they can get a big one against Illinois, that'll just pad that.
This next game, BYU at UCF. UCF is favored. Why do I feel like this is a type of game Gus Malzahn loves? This just feels like a Gus Malzahn kind of upset.
It's really interesting. I mean, they're 3-4 right now, and they're favored -2. I don't know if Vegas is thinking something weird is going to happen with the travel. I mean, you know, they're coming into really. I mean, it's not quite as humid at this point.
Last 4 games,
I don't quite get it. Vegas. This is one of those situations where Vegas knows something that other people don't.
Like even ESPN has it. Didn't they? So they benched KJ Jefferson. I know that.
Mm-hmm.
So it ain't even like I don't know, but give me this. I mean, give me BYU. I don't know.
I'm still gonna go BYU and their and Retzlaff BYU. So
it just feels like a trap game, like a Gus Malzahn trap game.
It does. It does. I mean, you know, they're coming up there from the dry air, Utah, coming down to humid Florida. You know, maybe that does something. I don't know. But we also thought that maybe when Colorado came down and Colorado dominated against UCF, and I think UCF might have been favored in that game too. I don't know. Give me BYU. I'm not really liking that, but Vegas. I would not bet on that. I would not put my money on that.
Let's go to this next SEC matchup. And, you know, people looked at it probably a few weeks ago. This ain't nothing. But it's turned into a top 25 game. And this could be very beneficial for Texas after losing to Georgia. Texas at Vandy. Vandy's now in the top 25. Crazy to think. If you would have told me that Army, Navy, and Vandy would be in the top 25.
And Indiana.
And Indiana. I mean, Indiana's top 20. But if you would have told me they were in the top 25 at one point together in the season, I would have told you you're crazy. But this is not your typical Vandy team. You know, right now they got Texas beating them by 18.5. I think Texas is going to win, but it's not going to be by 18.5. Or it might be, but at halftime, don't be shocked if Vandy's up by a touchdown or only down by 3.
This is one of those games where Diego Pavia could just decide to just go
Texas
off.
Built very much like Alabama, and Vandy had the perfect game plan against Alabama. I promise you, they're going to use the same game plan against Texas.
I got Texas in this one too, and I think that they're going to come out motivated after losing to Georgia. And this is also a game that I would not bet on simply for that fact. But I would not be shocked, like you, if Vandy makes this really close. I really wouldn't.
Doing replacing Quentin Ewers with Arch Manning before the second half, and then you put it back, Quentin Ewers back in. And if I'm Arch Manning, thinking, why the hell did you just put me in to get my ass beat, and then you took me back out?
Yeah, I don't know. I guess Sark was trying to do some Nick Saban stuff, like when he pulled Tua or pulled Jalen Hurts for Tua. I don't really know. It didn't really work. I mean, they ended up scoring some points after they put Ewers back in. But Quinn Ewers is off a little bit. He's not off like Jalen Milroe, but he's off a little bit. And Carson Beck has even been off a little bit. It's been like quarterback play in the SEC has not been great when you look at Nico.
Quarterback nation, people don't want to hear it because
it's Shedeur Sanders.
Shedeur Sanders. I'll be honest.
Who's the best quarterback right now in the SEC though?
I would probably either go Diego Pave.
Hey, is that not crazy?
I mean, Diego, Peyton Thorne.
Oh God, I would have to say. I mean,
either Cardinal
Wegman, yeah, he's playing really good.
Garrett Nussmeier,
yeah.
Not Jackson Dart. I mean,
I'm gonna be honest with you. I know he's the starting quarterback now because Graham Mertz went out. That DJ Lagway kid is gonna be good.
Yeah.
He. I don't know if you watched any. Watch some DJ Lagway tape. That dude can fling a football like nobody's business. I watched that kid fling the football from the their own 25-yard line to the other 25-yard line and just did that. Didn't crow hop, nothing. Just not humanly possible. The kid is insanely good. But all right, let's move on. All right, this is not a game that typically we would talk about because of the records, but there has been a movement in Tallahassee, Florida, of some people deciding to try and break the curse. There are people eating dog shit. I repeat, there are people on Earth in Tallahassee eating dog shit. Maybe things are going to change for the Florida State Seminoles when they go into.
I saw that before we recorded. I saw it. It was like I didn't watch the whole thing. I thought these might eat dog shit. I can't see.
I've
this.
seen like 3 or 4 people eating dog shit. So maybe who knows?
You eat dog shit for the Tide, Sam. If you're down as bad as Florida State is now.
I mean that white dog shit. That petrified.
As bad as Florida State is right now, would you eat that white dog shit?
No, hell no.
That's on another level. I don't understand that now. Did you see the one? My favorite. It all started with that Florida State guy saying, "I'm gonna eat dog shit out of or I'm gonna eat my own shit out of a cup," or something. That one dude said, "If Florida State loses this game, I'm gonna put a double cheese."
Double. I think it was a Kansas State guy, and he actually put like a beef burrito up his asshole.
And like took a photo and he put it on Twitter. Everybody was like, "Oh my god, he did it! He did it! Legend!" It was just a beef. It was just a photo of a dude's ass with like a beef enchilada up his ass or something. But
all right, game here.
A&M versus. Are you about to say A&M?
I got one more before we go to that one.
Okay.
Actually, a couple more. People ain't talking about this team here in the Big Ten, but Wisconsin is 5-2 right now.
I think they'd be.
And they're hosting Penn State. This is a trap game for Penn State.
I think Penn State beats the shit. I don't know. I haven't been big on Wisconsin since Tyler Van Dyke got hurt.
One other one in the SEC. Is Auburn the worst team in the SEC? I'm starting to see some people say Auburn might be worse than Mississippi State.
They're not worse than
Mississippi State's pretty dang bad.
Well, do they play them this year?
Let me check real quick. I don't think they do. No, they don't. They play UL Monroe, which is going to be a win, should be a win. And then they play A&M, that's a loss. And then they play Alabama, should be a loss. And they play Vandy next week. That's a loss.
They're going to lose to Vandy. Watch. Auburn beat Vandy. That's just how it's going to go.
Yeah, that's exactly what's going to happen.
Auburn's going to get their ass whooped by Kentucky. I think Kentucky's defense is going to be a turnover machine against Peyton Thorne. This season was – I knew this season was going to be pretty bad when they said, okay, we're going to start Hank Brown. Well, who was it against? It was against New Mexico. We're going to start Hank Brown against New Mexico.
And he didn't do great.
You didn't even have him out there for like not even 2 quarters. And you put Peyton Thorne back in. I thought, oh, God, it's about to be an up and down season. There's no leadership whatsoever. And it's true. I mean, Hugh Freeze is throwing them under the bus. They're just – give me Kentucky. I think Kentucky's defense is too good.
I agree. And I'm still – Auburn is recruiting really, really good. And I do think if – we got to wait and see – what Hugh Freeze can do with his guys. He's got, a high-rated quarterback recruit, Deuce Knight, coming in next year. If they can keep him, who knows? But if he loses the same way with his guys, that's how you know you got to fire him. Right now, you're still in that space. He's not playing. He's playing with Brian Harsin players, so we don't know yet. Biggest game in the SEC, though. I don't think anybody thought at the beginning of the season, after week 1 and 2.
These are the 2 hottest teams. I think this is the best game all day. I'll be honest.
I agree. Texas A&M hosting LSU. Garrett Nussmeier, he said some things. I don't know if you saw it. He kind of put down Kyle Field a little bit. Kyle Field, he said, it's loud, but it ain't Death Valley, and he's probably right. But you don't say that. You don't say that.
Ask Alabama 2 or 3.
Yes.
Give me A&M because it's at Kyle Field.
I'm gonna go the same way. And look, they're doing this blackout thing. It's a night game. Now we've seen what happens. What could happen with the blackouts? All right, in Georgia, wearing black because they're going to their funeral. But I will say, if they lose this game, they're never doing another blackout again.
Never.
just like Georgia. But give me A&M as well. I like this team, man. I like Mike Elko. I thought he's doing better than I thought, and I thought he would do pretty dang good. I think we predicted him to go 9-3.
Yeah, we did.
And that's kind of paying off this year. Our predictions are looking pretty good. Looking pretty good.
I think that was a pretty good game to close off on.
Yeah. So let's go ahead and get out of here, and let's just, episode 57, hit him with it, John Rivers.
Hey, question of the day, real fast. What is going to be your game day food this weekend?
This weekend, well, I just bought me a smoker. Well, I didn't buy it. My lovely fiance got it for me for my birthday. Yay! It's my birthday tomorrow. Really today when you're probably watching this. And
leave a happy birthday in the comment section.
Yeah. Leave me a nice happy birthday. So I'm gonna smoke something. Maybe a Boston butt. Maybe some ribs. Maybe a brisket. I don't know, but probably not yet. But we'll see. What about you? What you cooking up?
I'm actually gonna be in Destin this weekend. Ed Orgeron's favorite place this weekend. So
Oh yeah.
celebrating my wife's birthday is the day after yours. Saturday.
Go catch you some fish on Sand Island or Crab Island, whatever it is.
I'm gonna go to Schooners or what, I don't know.
Yeah.
But most likely we'll be shopping, and then I'll run back to the condo to watch the Bama game.
Yeah, and we'll see how that works out. But all right, guys, that does it for episode 57 of Heads Up Play. We out of here.
Stay classy.
Stay classy.
I am about to shit myself. I'm about to